Yoga for healing. What's up? What's up? Oh, 1 second. Drop the ear pod. Okay. These others that want to return, they're going to be putting it on thick. You should know that. They are going to be laying it on heavy. Why? Because they know that you're done. They know now that you're not playing a game. They now see and are feeling the karma for all that they have done. So they're going to be coming through on some of these reads of others that are not recognizing or forgetting the death spells, how they teamed up, how they worked for years over some of us, over 10 years of this repetitive cycle of attempting to destroy us by killing us, having the thoughts of even kidnapping us, going as far as purchasing storage units, buying the plastic wrap to lay on the floor. Now they want to come through in these readings. Oh, I got it, the message now. I'm over my pride and ego. Forget what everybody else says. Because now they see their asses on the line for death. So don't let the breadcrumbs fool you. Keep your boundaries up, but don't stay guarded to true love, true friendship. See, they want to twist that right there and say, oh, you're still cold if you can't forgive me and allow me back in. Bitch, who the fuck said that you had to be allowed back in? Your ass is still breathing. That's good enough for now. But to allow someone that went through the mental thoughts and the footsteps and to gain others with lies and then now feel that heat on them because it did not work. Since it did not work, and now that it's on your ass, now you're seeing the forgiveness. Well, that is the lesson, bitch. Sit in it. Don't forget the work that you put in, Starseed. Don't forget what you went through. It is not to dwell in it, but is a lesson that you learned and you have moved on. This person is just now starting to get the message, just now. And they're already on their knees, drooling, blobbering, and crying. But if it would have hit you and it would have taken the effect that they wanted, they would be laughing. For you to take steps back. You're not here to prove to someone how kind your heart is, how forgiving you are. You're not here to prove shit to anyone. You went through it and you survived. Now it's time for them to take in all that energy that they wished upon you. So don't let that breadcrumbing bullshit talk fool you, but recognize who's feeding it to you. Two of Swords, see? Stalemate. We are not budging. Why would we give up our peace? Why would we tell the universe that it was okay? Let them move on and heal and continue the process that they say that they're so apologetic for, and behave appropriately with the next one if they are allowed that love. Oh, but it won't be that same love. Trust and believe. Because not every one of us are star seeds, bitch. It is what it is. Holy Spirit divine, ancestors, master teachers, totem animals, those among us that we do not see but we feel. What is it that we need to know about these bitch hoes? Spell work, magician, they thought they were skilled. They thought they knew they shit. But they ain't know about us. That's in the present position. What is the challenge, Holy Spirit divine? What is it that we need to know about this magician? Five of Wands. Conflict and tensions in the reverse. They are in chaos. Complete upside down upheaval. I would call this a tower. Nine of Swords falling sideways because they're still in denial of their defeat. They're still in denial, but they're sitting in anxiety, worry, and fear, despair. These wannabe magicians, those that wanted to be looked at as a god. Three of Swords. The whole group of them, all of them that have been working behind the scenes, no matter what position you held, we see you. And if we have not laid eyes on you personally, best and believe the ancestors are looking at you right now, breathing down your neck. Yeah, that's them. I heard a crack of lightning or thunder that I've never heard before, and it was not raining. And it didn't rain, really. It sprinkled a tiny bit a little bit later. But that thunder I heard was a crack that was different. I'm in Michigan. What do we need to know about this past with this magician? They were celebrating. They were meeting their little milestones, they thought. They were stable and working with this Knight of Swords, or this Knight of Swords working with this group in the past. This Knight of Swords thought they were fearless, but really they just crazy. A real walking zombie that wants to play God. And he's got others to follow him or her. Imagine that. A cuckoo that can gather other cuckoos to work with them. Or demons, whatever you want to call it. Because it's not just one entity hopping here and there and there and there. There are multiple of them that have been jumped in. Allowed the parasite to take over. They've conjured up a lot of demons, a lot of nasty energy of all sorts. From the bloodthirsty, flesh-eating ones to the Jezebelian ones. In the future, this group and this Knight of Swords, along with a blocked, imprisoned in spiritual jail Knight of Coins energy. Or they may be in physical jail, who knows? But these are some energies in this group that were doing this spell work that are stuck in their own shit, needing diapers. They thought that they were all good because they were in a familiar territory with the Six of Cups. These are all energies stuck in the past. They refuse to change, and they hate to see others move on. They don't want to see you grow. They're like those little children. They see another child with something and they want it. It could be the exact same thing, same color. But just because someone else has it and it looks like they're having more fun with theirs, even though the exact same thing, they want the other one. I feel a sneeze and nasty energy wants to come out. What was their goal other than soul swapping and be in a group to feel like a man or a woman or to feel like someone, to feel human? They needed each other. King of Coins is in the goals position. They wanted the abundance and the prosperity. They wanted the, I want to say credentials. They wanted your ranking. They wanted your gifts. They wanted your knowledge. They despised but wanted to be you. They portray as though they have compassion and that they're balanced, but they're just really crafty, but using their craft in a very ill way. The core of this subconscious of these energies. What is the core of them? They have abandonment issues, all of them. And they're all broke. They're all soulless. They're soulless. That's why they need others to make them feel human. They need the human acknowledgement, the thrills, the surface level pleasures, the addictions, the group mindset. Acknowledgement of another human, because they're not actually human. They just look human. Because they are soulless. They have no abundance. They have no inheritance. They have no love in them. It cannot reside in them. That's why they have no abundance. They know what they are doing. And if you feed into the breadcrumbs, they'll have you for dinner. Literally. The advice, 9 of Wands, sideways. It's your choice if you're going to stand guard or put it down. That's what I get from that sideways fall. Free will. You're being guided, but just as these others that chose not to listen within and to listen without and go to others on the outside, and that's why they're going without. Because they caused their own stagnation by needing to be in a group. It didn't even make sense to them. None of them had the common sense to think, why does it take all of us against one of them? A Queen of Cups, someone nice, polite, generous, kind, very compassionate. Someone intuitive. Someone that minds their own business. 9 of Cups. That would have been their satisfaction. That would have been a wish fulfillment. Or maybe they were trying to come in to put her guard down or his guard down as though they were wish fulfillment. And that's why they are at a stalemate. Back at that stalemate again. Confirmation upon confirmation that you're not going anywhere with us. External. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. That is the reason. They don't want to transition. They don't want to transform. They don't want to change. They don't want to release anything that they have been living as. Pretending, wearing masks, wearing personas, mirroring or mimicking what they thought would get them through as they faked it, thinking that they were going to make it. Their hopes and fears. What's in that position, Holy Spirit? Hopes and fears. Two of Coins. They're trying to balance this shit out as long as they can before them Ten of Swords hit. They know that they're at a ruin and that this is a final ending, a collapse, a ruin. Defeated. And the outcome. Two of Wands. They're still huddling together. But they need the duality, the balance. Because they're in a Five of Coins. They're dealing with the harshness. Give me a card on this Two of Wands. Knight of Wands. So there's a Knight of Wands that's sideways, already in spiritual jail, that's trying to still make plans. Because they will. Until the very end. Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They're still thinking that they can be... They still think that this idea that they come up with is idealistic. They think that they're coming up with something wise. Maybe trying to twist the tables like I was saying earlier in the read, before I began the read. That breadcrumbing and manipulation and trying to twist, doing that reverse psychology shit. Okay. Yeah, these are those with the outdated thinking. They're replaying the same replays in their head. They're thinking that they got something new up their sleeve. But it's still the same old thing. This is what a zombie looks like. Someone that's stuck, that you cut ties with. They see you moving on and receiving what you need. You're progressing, headed towards your next destination. This spell work, Holy Spirit, it ain't going nowhere. Their spell work is stuck with them. This is what they know. This is why they're going to try their hardest, because this is life or death. As I said before, this is not about a position at a job, a 9-to-5. It's bigger than that. What else do we need to know about them not ascending? It's a twin flame energy. Or they're coming in as a twin flame. They want it to be in paradise. They need you. They want to come in and make a honeymoon phase for a new start. Look at me. I'm brand new. I changed. I felt that heat. That flame got this close to me. Ooh, it didn't touch me, but it got close, and I don't want to feel that heat. So can I come back? Psst. Yeah, no, and your ancestors and their ancestors are on their ass. And you're going to let them in your door so the ancestors can kick both of y'all ass. And trust and believe yours will be worse. Do you think they care? What about this twin flame? Yeah, they want to come in and try to date you. They see that you're getting back out there. They're afraid of you meeting someone new, someone that would do right, someone on the same frequency and level, not someone you have to coddle like they're one of your children. Because best and believe, they've only felt a little bit of the heat. They have not walked through the fire. Let them walk through it, just as you did. Still going. Well, you rose from those ashes. Your feet are off the ground right now. This is why they're interested in you and wanting to date. They see you elevating. In the past, they were celebrating with the Knight of Swords. Or this may be the Knight of Swords that's wanting to come back. Yeah, this Knight of Swords wants to come back in and have a union with you. To trap you back in the old ways. To change your perception. As I said before, beware of who you listen to out here. Because not everyone is going to pick up the energy. You know, it may only come out the sweet side, but you know the energy if it's a snake or not. You know who's coming back from your past. You know what was going on. There may be a few, one or two out here in this whole wide world that are connecting. But there's very few of actual cosmic beings that have been through the fire. Didn't fall through the cracks as this one did. And these others that worked with them. So in the future, this Knight of Coins sideways, either the same energy or not, that's stuck is trying to heal. What about this healing heart? They don't want you to see the truth. It's not true that they're coming in with a healing heart. You see how that energy is? This is someone that is not making healthy choices. This is someone that has not partying with their friends anymore, and they're not happily single. This is why they want to come back in, because they're losing everything, including their friends. They're losing their money. They're losing their prized possessions, the things that they were enjoying in the past. If they knew they were your twin flame, they knew what you were feeling, but yet they still insisted on being a pain in your ass. Now they want your protection. Now they want your healing, because they made their choice and now they have to sit in it. They thought it was paradise, remember? They thought they were having a good old time, living the best life, moving forward and leaving you for dead. And now they want to come back? See, all stories are not going to be this type of story and they come back. Or you take them back. Or you want them even to come back. Some of us, they're so far out of our mind, out of our energy, They're only here because there's so much spying and so much energy that they've brought in that everybody's shit is getting picked up. Bravo. Hope you're good at walking in your own shit. King of Swords. That shit's been in it to an ending. I believe this is that one energy that worked among a group. This shapeshifter has met their ending. Who gives a fuck about the phrase, oh, you broke a player down. Oh, this player is not one to be a player no more. Well, how could he when the wand is broke? The sword is crusted. They needed to work in a group. They needed to have that, although they knew there was an insane chemistry, a spark. There was an interest maybe in the past. Now they're just watching, looking, stalking, in the shadow, wearing sunglasses. This backstabber that only is about heartbreak, pain, and tears, deception, lies, and causing shocking attacks that you rode with. And they were surprised about that. Someone that was mirroring you. They were not actually on the same level. They were masquerading. But see, you've done the inner work, the self-reflection, introspection, and the inner wounds of your childhood and those even of adulthood. You've went within. They wanted to weaken you, weaken your boundaries, weaken your guard. This would have brought them satisfaction. That's why they're being a chaser right now, because they are fear of abandonment. They lost their friends. Things are ending for them. Completely final endings. And they're codependent. They need someone else's energy. So that's why they want to come in and pretend to want a higher commitment, and as though they see clearly now. But they're only blowing bubbles up your ass. They know that you are one of unconditional love, one of giving and receiving, but see, this energy cannot give. They're a backstabber. They're incapable. They're soulless. Remember? Ace of Cups in reverse. They have no love. They have no heart. You have to have a soul, a heart, and an aligned heart and mind, and elevation. And they expect us not to see the frauds from the true. They play in our faces all day long. They even got the nerves to post pictures as though we're supposed to be like, ooh, yeah, you go. Like we don't see the bullshit. You only look stupid. But them truth spells are working. I heard one person say that they did a truth spell on themselves. And I'm like, why would you do a truth spell on yourself? What is that for? If you already know that you're telling the truth, speaking the truth, walking and breathing the truth, why on earth would you be guided to do a truth spell on yourself? And you're a truth speaker. I didn't get it. Y'all let me know. Am I missing something? Ooh. This is someone that you've been in separation from. Someone that does not want to go through the transition. Now remember, the broader spectrum is anyone on a low vibe. You separate your physical body and your energy from. You don't spend time thinking on what they did to you or what they are doing. You don't take your time spying and doing all that shit. Even before this time and area, I was one of them chicks. If I ever had the thought of I need to check his phone because he might be doing something, I'm not the one to go and search. I'm the one to go snip because I'm not the one to be sitting and wondering. Because if it pops into my head, something's going on. That's enough for me. We realize when they're karmic beings that we are in relationships with, no matter who it is. Child, mother, father, uncle, aunt, cousin, brother, sister, step, foster, my pretend, whoever. We cut it. Because it ain't nothing to cut that itch off. When it comes between you or them and they are soulless, they just look like that's who you knew, that's who you loved, but that's what you thought. But now you see them clearly. And that's why we understand and understand that they ain't like us. But see, those are one of the attachments that is placed here, or we're placed in. And we must pass those tests. They've been cut out. We stay separated from them when we have stopped the pattern. This is not a silent treatment as though narcissists do, one of their methods. Our silent treatment is we're done. We move on, lighthearted, and adapt. We find out things and we make changes because we know things are coming in for us. We understand there's a lot of talking around us, in front of us. Those that may pretend to be interested or maybe even waiting for a message from you or me. And since we don't, that only causes them to talk more while they wear a poker face, wanting to take a chance to see if we really can see them or not, wanting to blow bubbles up our ass. This Two of Coins energy. They are in much need of the balance. They see how balanced and in control we are of our emotions and of our energy. All of it. Time we spend, time we talk, time we're silent, everything. Talk about an accountant. Oh, damn. And I say talk about an accountant. Damn. Ooh. They broke because they have no heart, they have no soul, they have no abundance. And they need you. And they cannot mirror you. Here we are again. They cannot mirror you, and this is shocking that the seduction that they try to use on us does not work. That's old school bullshit. And we see the mirroring of the narcissist. Demons, karmics, those that love bomb. Love bombing comes in many different forms. It could be your preacher, it could be your teacher, but you got to recognize the form, the energy. And once you peep game, start using it. Letting the universe know that you recognize the energy and that you are learning the lesson. Once you learn the lesson, you move on. Never backstepping. It doesn't matter if they're interested in you. It doesn't matter if now they're feeling a love growing in their so-called heart. It doesn't matter if they want to flirt or want to date you. Keep your boundaries intact, but don't stay guarded to the true. This dirty ass wannabe magicians, these warlocks, witches that have been making plans that are now all blocked in spiritual jail. None of that shit is gonna work. They can do what they want to do. We don't have to do anything but just sit and watch and maintain the boundaries. How simple is that? Who wouldn't maintain those boundaries and get new? Who wouldn't do that? And you understand that they're only blowing bubbles up your ass. Because they're still codependent, very much still addicted to their ways, because they have not transformed. Who gives a fuck if they are feeling regret and sorrowful now? It's called karma. It's called their lesson. So stop feeding the starseed their bullshit, crappy, I'm sorry, I love you energies. Recognize it, call it out, and shut that shit down. Stop allowing the readings to go into a way that you're being used as a tool, causing confusion among the collective, those that are unsure of themselves. It's not a time to be unsure of yourself. This is not a time to be in your emotions with someone in and out that you've clashed with like waves, going in different directions because they can't keep up with the flow, because they're not healed. Let them go through their process alone, as they should. Let them pay their karmic debt and walk alone on their path, as they should, as you have. And it's not about, I did it, so you got to do it. No, that's how it is. And those that do think like that, that's why most of the time I don't even acknowledge it. Because the ones that are thinking like that are still the ones that need to be healing. Because they're not getting it yet. And it's not for us to hold those people's hands. When you're on a track, in a race, you in your own lane, this is what you should be thinking. This is how you should see it. Yeah, you're going to pass some along the way. You say, oh, dang, that's too bad. But you keep going. They did this spell work on us. Ravenous in reverse. Give me one more. I'm picking up, they can be as ravenous and uncontrollable and as hungry as they please. It don't matter, because they're gone. Along with the memories. We're making new memories. Self-love, acceptance, self-treatment, and intentions of good-heartedness. Having self-awareness of what you are feeding yourself. Purging out. You see, it looks like little tears streaming down. Purging out what needs to be purged. Even if that is after a meditation, you're all happy and all of a sudden you break down crying and you don't even understand why. You will get the answers. But let those tears flow, purge, let it flow. Understand that that is a cleansing. There's other ways of detoxing than just with supplements. Those tears, oh yeah, they have meaning. And there's some suckers about to find out them tears come at a price. Around right now, it's happening. Springtime. It's going down. This is the deadline. This is the deadline for this crew that wanted to come in and have you in your emotions. In the future for them, they're only looking like a clown. Searching and spying, thinking of you, making fake profiles that are blocked, and I don't even block them anymore. The phone calls all day long stopped. And I knew right when that occurred, there was a big breakthrough. They're feeling ashamed, humiliated, as they should, because you blocked contact and you're keeping your boundaries up to them because they need to heal. They're only dealing with the spell work, the obsession spells, how they wanted you to hold on to them, how they wanted you to be like, oh, don't leave me, please, I need you. Being all clingy, that's them. They're feeling that shit. And you don't want them. They're blocked off. So imagine how that feels. I'm sure you already know how that feels. You put that to an ending. That was your goal and you have succeeded. Good job. Stay on the path. Stay focused. You have no regrets, baby. No regrets about not having communication at all. You're not awaiting any texts or voicemails, please, from a backstabber. Who they think you are, a pick-me? For a clown? You got away from this shit. You ran far as hell to begin a new adventure. You feel as though you're on a vacation because you're not dealing with snakes, fake people, those behind the fake profiles, trying to hide themselves, wishing that they could find another way to scheme and plot on social media maybe. They fear abandonment because they now want that commitment. Now that you let go, now that you moved on, now that they see. Around summer. It's going to be before summer. It's going to be it's occurring right now. This is real time shit. There's readers out there playing on heartstrings. This is what I'm talking about. I see these heifers. I hear them. I hear everything in between. I hear what they're hiding, what they're not wanting to say. That's why I say keep talking. Because others will soon awaken and start to hear, and it will click. And they will know exactly who you are, as I do. Playing mind games, taking advantage of being able to pop on a social media and throw some cards on the table like we're supposed to just believe you and not read your fucking energy, bitch. They expected to string a lot of us along. There's some with babies coming that think we ignore that. We don't see that shit too. When we've been reading this shit for months to beware and what their plan was. And now y'all want to act like y'all all happy. Really? Where's the man? Where's the emperor? Where is it? Where's that twin flame? We see you. You hypocritical bitch. You're a fucking narcissist. We see your ugly asses. You're reminiscing, looking at shit, thinking of how you used to be able to fool people. You're dwelling on that because it's eating you from the inside out, because we do see you. Maybe someone, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you or them, that's calling that shit out. What about this reminiscing? The lifestyle they had, how they were living, and all the secrets they have in the closet, and what terms they're meeting right now. Wanting to beg and negotiate with you. But you're not a pick-me bitch. You're not a run back around to bitch. Because you're not a bitch. But they're used to bitches. This triggers them. And I don't give a fuck. I hope it does. Heal your childhood wounds. Stop being envious, jealous whores. Thinking you got the golden cooch or the golden wand. They're about ready to explode. And again, I don't give a fuck. They're caught in the act. They thought they were throwing rocks and hiding their hands. They thought that everyone was accepting these bubbles they were blowing up our ass. But we called that shit. And we're expressing it in our words. They want to call. They want you to unblock them. They want to hear your voice. An air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You are them. Someone that's suffering with addictions. Obsessed with you. And it's because of all of the spell work that they did to you. They're dealing with that energy. You didn't have to do anything. Because the ancestors are doing everything. The universe, the creator, has this. They thought they did. And I don't feel pity for them at all. No matter who it is. That's not hate or spite. It's balance, equality. The weighing on the scale. You put in that work. Hey, you gotta pay the price to be the boss, and you want it to be a dirty boss.